At that time is there had been some minor squabbles, minor disputes over contract, over positions, and those had been escalated into stories that African Americans were meeting en masse at night in crowds of 200 or more, and that they were planning on attacking or massacring all the whites.
And so this was the squabbles you were talking about were between whites and African Americans?
Correct.
Okay.
And so that escalated into almost a viral fake news story that really got all the residents paranoid for no reason at all. And once they became paranoid, they started bordering up the schools and having the children and the women go into churches and barricade themselves in.
Were these whites or just whites and
just
blacks?
The whites.
Okay.
And the whites would then go off to the local general store and buy up all the ammunition.
On July 29th, 1910, armed white mobs began moving through Slocum and the surrounding countryside. Some were local residents. Others came from nearby towns. They carried rifles, pistols, and shotguns. They fired into homes. They chased people into the woods. Survivors later recalled family members being shot as they ran, killed not for fighting back, but for trying to escape. There was no organized black uprising.
Do we know how many were killed, or is it kind of difficult to pick?
So it's 13 confirmed, but what you have to understand is that the town was surrounded by marshland, and where the majority of the confirmed bodies were found were as they were leaving into the marshes, being shot in the back like animals with their packets or with whatever goods they had in their hands by their sides.
What stands out for me in some sense is that the sheriff and the prosecuting attorney in that area at the time, they actually filed charges and actually arrested some people.
Correct. And knowing that they would probably be acquitted before a replacement judge and before a jury of their peers, the judge at that time actually held them without bail with the purpose of at least trying to have some semblance of a punishment. Mm-hmm. And of course that being held without bail was overturned on appeal, and once that was done, the limited time they served was the time they spent in jail.
11 white men were arrested in the aftermath of the massacre. 7 were indicted. None were convicted. The case was moved out of the county, delayed, and quietly abandoned. Years later, a courthouse fire destroyed key records, erasing much of the official paper trail. What happens in Slocum was not a failure of justice. It was justice functioning exactly as it was designed to in Jim Crow, Texas. For decades, the Slocum Massacre was absent from Texas textbooks.